last call for the boys 200-meter trials. Once again, the last call for the boys 200-meter trials to check in.
Welcome everyone, Division I Championships. This is Cam Hassing alongside Adam Canario.
Yo.
And got a great meet coming up. Quick rundown of the events tonight. We'll have the boys 200 coming up at 5 o'clock, followed by the girls 200. Boys and girls 400 meter hurdles, boys and girls 800 meter. We'll have the boys and girls 200 finals and finish off with the boys and girls 2 mile. For now, we'll give you some pole vault action while we wait for the oval to get going. This is brought to you by BayStateRunning.com, powered by Marathon Sports, your source for everything Massachusetts track and field and cross country. And a huge thank you to our meet sponsor, Hoka, Fly Human Fly. So once again, we'll bring that action from the oval as soon as it starts up. For now, enjoy some pole vault.
This is just a reminder to the athletes that there are no headphones permitted in any competition area, including the track, infield, and field event areas. Once again, headphones are not permitted in the field, infield, and track areas. Thank you. This is the first call for the girls 200-meter trials. Please check in at the clerking table, the black Scarlet Knights tent on the field. Once again, the girls 200-meter trials, first call. This is the last call for the girls 200-meter trials check-in at the black Scarlet Knights tent. Once again, last call for the girls 200-meter trials. Starters, the boys 200-meter trials are cleared to begin.
Yeah. It's like decent view, but I mean, it's like it's also zoomed.
Oh yeah, perfect. More than enough. Cool. We're just considering with like when it comes to the actual hurdles and sprints when it comes to that. Cool. I'll let you get back.
Here we go with heat number 1 of the boys 200. We'll have Aaron Shioka of Methuen, lane 2. Chris McDonough of St. John's Prep in lane 3. Jordan Rivera Silva, top seed time in this heat, 21.8 in lane 4. Miles Scott of Newton North, lane 5. Neil Chowdhury of Andover in lane 6, and Jeff Groth of St. John's Prep in lane 7. Here we go. First event, Division I Championships, MIAA. Under to go. It looks like McDonough and Miles Scott be fighting to the finish here. Scott will take it.
Not far from behind from second place as well.
Moving right along, heat number 2. J.C. Ham of North Quincy in lane 2. Daniel Jordan of Needham in lane 3. Johnny Emanuel of Malden, lane 4. Will Schrunzer, Newton South, lane 5. Andrew Bamberg of Brookline in lane 6. And Elgin Equi of Methuen in lane 7. Top entry in the boys 200 today will be Demetrius Sherian of Taunton, the junior, seated at 21.6. And his indoor PR in the 200 was a 21.85. Runners get set here for heat number 2. There they go. And that's a manual of Malden running away with it. They'll take that comfortably. Move on to the final. Heat number 3, Mateus Silva of Framingham in lane 1. Brendan Burke of the Prep in lane 2. Jason Bruce Sanders, Ringen Latin, lane 3. Alex Landry of Acton Boxborough, lane 4. Leonid Burlak of Acton Boxborough as well in lane 5. Jake Wheaton of Lexington, lane 6. And Mecky Lumsden of Methuen in lane 7. Methuen, a team with a lot of sprint talent this year. Had a great showing a few weeks ago at the Western Twilight meet. Darwin Jimenez, a standout at that meet.
Can't forget about Acton Boxborough at the Western Twilight meet. They were all over the sprints events everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Having results across the board.
Some deep teams here.
I think having two in the same heat or being able to train off each other gets some good times out there.
Absolutely, Adam. Heat number 3 is off.
It's close on the straightaway.
And it looks like it's going to be between the AB boys. That's Landry back in Boxborough, taking heat number 3.
Like I said, having two of the same athletes from one team in the heat is always a dangerous recipe. They train together, they know how to work off each other, and they know their pacing. And we saw the results here. Both ABs taking 1 and 2 for the heat.
Absolutely. That goes for every event here on the Oval. Having a teammate to work with is certainly helpful.
Again, the boys pentathlon high jump at 5.5.
I mean, you can probably say the same thing for Heat 4. I'll let you go over where each athlete is in each lane, but having 2 Lexington athletes in there, especially for this final heat, we really don't know what's going to happen. Same results that we're going to see both Lexington go 1 and 2, or is someone else going to sneak in between there.
Heat number 4, Cooper Johnson, St. John's Prep, lane 1. Evan Yimasogi, Lowell, lane 2. Brandon Udathach, Lexington, lane 3. Demetrius Sherian, our top athlete amongst this field today, in lane 4, Taunton. Darwin Jimenez, Methuen, lane 5. Mitchell Kiskin, Severian, in lane 6. And Kai Udathach of Lexington in lane 7.
I mean, having that relative rivalry as well there, too.
Of
It's
course.
going to become a competition between them, too. It's always fun to see having either brothers, siblings, cousins in the same heat or race.
Always fun. Mass track and field, a family affair.
I don't think they're the only one, because when I was back in high school, there was another Udathach that was unbelievable in
Yeah.
400.
Yes.
It just runs in the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Runners are set in their blocks here. Heat number 4 of the boys 200 prelims. There they go.
Coming down the straightaway, it looks like it's going to be close.
Sherian and Jimenez.
Back and forth.
Oh, there goes Darwin, folks. Darwin Jimenez. He'll take it unofficially. 21 low. 21 mid. That kid is having an amazing outdoor season. Certainly a loaded field coming up later for the finals.
This is the last call for the boys 400-meter hurdles check-in. Once again, last call for the boys 400-meter hurdles check-in at the black startup lights tent.
You see the replay there.
We want to finish on that.
Moving right along, will be the girls 200 prelims. Heat 1, Jada Solomon of Lexington in lane 1. Noah Helmbrecht of Lexington, lane 2. Ava Lombardo, Framingham, lane 3. Marissa Mayo of Needham in lane 4. Quinn Petzold, Lowell in lane 5. Juliana Mathurin, Lexington, lane 6. Gianna Sparrow, Haverhill in lane 7. And Sophia Barboza Lind of Acton Boxborough in lane 8.
Runners are set. And they're off.
Top seed time in this heat will be Marissa Mayo in lane 4 of Needham. Speaking of her, making a solid push away from the field.
Looks like a low 25 on that one.
Low 25 from Marissa Mayo of Needham. Take heat number 1.
The winner of Heat 1.
Great start for the Heat 1.
200 meters.
We'll have to see if that's going to get her into the finals or if we're going to see better athletes compete in the next few heats.
In lane 4 from Needham, Marissa Mayo.
Heat number 2. Jessica Huang of Acton Boxborough in lane 1. Lena Waldron of North Quincy in lane 2. Nadia Swempson, Westford Academy, lane 3. Abby Desmarais, Framingham in lane 4. Ramagiwa of Wachusett in lane 5. Sophia Slezas of North Quincy in lane 6. Sophia Riley of Haverhill in lane 7. And Samantha Daria of Needham in lane 8. The top seat time for this heat will be Desmarais of Framingham in lane number 4. Seated at 25.79.
Heat 2's off.
That's Desmarais of Framingham. Giwa of Wachusett going with her. Should be a tight finish. Desmarais will take it unofficially, 25 high.
The winner of Heat 2 in lane 4 from Framingham, Abby Desmarais. This is the
Replay that finish here.
400 meter hurdles check-in. Once again, girls 400 meter hurdles check-in at start, ice, and
Heat number 3 of the girls' 200 prelims. Nikita Nyogi of Andover in lane 1. Lauren Quam of Methuen, lane 2. Chloe McGinty, Braintree, lane 3. Naya Santana, Wachusett, lane 4. Mia Sullivan, Acton Boxborough, lane 5. Audrey Toma, Andover in lane 6. And Keegan Whip of Haverhill in lane 7. Top seed here will be Santana of Wachusett, seated at 25-4. Runners get set in their blocks. There they go. Santana of Wachusett out in the lead. Farm of Methuen not far behind.
Same as Mia Sullivan.
Looks like Santana will take that one.
the winner of Heat 3 in lane 4 from Wachusett, Naya Santana.
In our final heat of the girls 200 prelims here at the MIAA Division 1 Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Anya Piro of Shrewsbury in lane 1. Sawyer Galvin of Newton North in lane 2. Felice Haverly of Lexington in lane 3. Kylie Bernard of Cambridge Ringe and Latin in lane 4. Brooke Bennett, Newton North, lane 5. Brittany O'Geiger, Lowell in lane 6. And Ava Thomas of Waltham in lane 7.
Didn't talk about Kylie Bernard has the number 1 seed for the entire meet so far for the 200 with that time of 25.
You would think that's an automatic bid into the final, but not always how it shakes out, especially these divisional meets.
Yeah, conditions-wise, it's pretty fine with the wind, a little chilly in the air, but especially I don't think there's going to be any major tailwind on the straightaway to the finish to really push them that extra mile.
Yeah.
Looks like they're off.
Here we go. Final heat. Bernard of Ringen Latin creating some distance on the field. She's going to stroll by the finish line, take that one. Advance to the finals pretty easily.
Looks about a 25 mid on that for her.
In lane 4, Kylie Bernard, Cambridge Ridge, Milton. All available hurdle assistance. Please bring hurdles to the track. The boys for here and adjust the hurdles middle range. Thank you.
If you're just tuning in, this is Cam Hassing alongside Adam Canario, bringing you live coverage of the MIAA Division I Outdoor Track and Field Championships. This is day 1 of the meet. Day 2 will be Saturday, am I correct?
Yep.
Saturday. Next event on the track, we'll be bringing you the boys 400 meter hurdles. You see the hurdle crew bring those out. This coverage brought to you by BayStateRunning.com, powered by Marathon Sports, your #1 source for everything Massachusetts track and field and cross country. And huge thank you to our sponsor, Fly Human Fly.
The finalists for the boys 200 meter in aid from Cambridge Ringe and Latin, Tacoma Bruce Sanders with a time of 22.31. Seventh from Newton York, Miles Scott.
Bring you some results from the boys 200 meter prelims. Top 8 times go to the final. Here's your top 8. Alex Landry out of heat number 3 after Boxborough, 21.66. Darwin Jimenez Methuen out of heat 4, 21.69. Johnny Emmanuel of Malden, 21.8. Leonie Burlack, acting Boxborough, 21.86. Demetrius Sherian, Taunton, 22.05. Miles Scott of Newton North with a 22.09. Chris McDonough of St. John's Prep with 22.24. And Jason Bruce Sanders, Ringen Latin, 22.31. Those 8 athletes will be advancing to the 200 meter final, which will take off right around 6 o'clock, 6:15 later tonight.
Oh,
400 hurdles, quite a talented field here. Headlining in this field would be Noah Stegmeyer back in Boxborough, running in heat 4. Seated at a 55.76. The junior from AB has the #2 time in all of Massachusetts this outdoor season. #1 being Sean Golumbevsky, you may remember, in a blistering 53.95 at West Twilight. Heat #1, we'll see Sam Ofadial of Lowell in lane 2. Stanley Zhang, Newton North in lane 3. Zachary Parados, Acton Boxborough in lane 4. Nick Porter of Lowell in lane 5. And Ryan Kyle of Westford Academy in lane 6. Correction there. Looks like we have a scratch in this heat. Parados of AB.
Set into their marks.
Zhang of Newton North, only athlete opting not to use the blocks. Definitely comes down to preference with an event long as 400-meter hurdles. There they go.
So one thing I always hate is people always judge on athletes who don't use blocks, but you really never know when going into. Like you said, it's a preference. They could blow away without using them. Just feel like they're uncomfortable with them.
Absolutely. Through the 200, looks like Ryan Kyle of Westford Academy out in the lead so far. Ofadial of Lowell keeping it close.
Right on, side by side, going into the straightaway.
Looks like it's going to be those two going stride for stride. Kyle making a late push.
There you go.
That'll be Kyle, unofficially 60 low, taking heat number 1, the boys 400-meter hurdles.
Boys 400-meter hurdles in lane 6.
A great push from Fidel at the end there as well.
This
Looks like on that straightaway, just
starting
a
for the
little bit.
boys 800 meter. Please check in at the Black Scarlet Knights tent. Once again, first call for boys.
Now, when I ran, a 400 was tough enough. Can't imagine having to go over the hurdles as well. It's definitely a gritty event here on the oval. It takes a combination of foot speed and talent, but also a lot of heart. Heat number 2, we'll see William Hurlbut Lesk of Acton Boxborough in lane 1. Kai Yin, Lowell in lane 2. Quentin Hart of Franklin in lane 3. Jared Mighty, Brockton in lane 4. Gabriel Devaney, St. John's, Shrewsbury in lane 5. Terry Chu of Brookline in lane 6. Brenton Hallio, Westford Academy in lane 7. And Nicholas Shipashavili of Lexington in lane 8. Apologies if I butchered that last name, Nick.
Looks like Gabriel Devaney opting out of blocks, even though blocks are on the track. He's just going from a stand start. But no scratches this time around. Runners are set, and they're off.
Each athlete here seated right around 1 minute flat, with a couple at 1:01.
Through the 200, looks like it's Brenton Haley of Westford Academy.
Terry Chu of Brookline making a great late push here. It'll be Chu and Hallio.
Final push away on the stretch.
There goes Halio. What a kick. We'll finish unofficially, 59 mid. Throws the arms up in celebration.
Lost a little bit of the lead on that bend right there to Terry Chu, but came in with the clutch finish right there in the straightaway sprint.
From Westford Academy, Brenton. Once again in lane 7, Brenton Halio.
Heat number 3, boys 400 hurdles. Lucas Andrade of Brockton in lane 1. Kevin Feliz, Lawrence in lane 2. Naresh Vitsawaran of Lexington, lane 3. Reeve Derby, Newton North in lane 4. Mark Magyar, Acton Boxborough, lane 5. Noah Cabell, St. John's Prep in lane 6. Nadensky Vincent, Lowell, lane 7. And Ibrahim Abba of Methuen in lane 8.
Again, we got another full 8 lanes taken by athletes. No scratches this time around again. We'll have to see when the athletes get set if anyone's going to opt out of blocks, goes just for a waterfall stance. We're going to have a full 8 lanes of block starts.
Waterfall stance. I haven't heard that in a long time.
I mean, we had that one athlete last round do it. I forget which it was. I believe it might have been Jared, might have been Brockton. I'm not sure. I remember seriously right.
That's just a term I forgot about completely.
You don't often see it in the 400 hurdles. You see it more in your 800 and up. So we do got a full 8 lanes of block starts, which means this might be a speedy one.
There they go, heat number 3, boys 400 hurdles. D1 Outdoor Track and Field Championships, MIAA.
Going into the 2, it looks like it's going to be neck and neck between 3-4 athletes. No one really has pulled away yet, but we might change on the straightaway around the back half.
Here we go, it's Cabell of the Prep, Bob Methuen will be fighting for that last spot. Cabell takes it, unofficially 57 high. We will have official results for you as they come in.
2-second difference from what he was seated at as well.
Hopefully a PR for the young man. Heat 4. Adal Tajudin, Brookline in lane 1. Jaden Francois of North Quincy, lane 2. Chris Scalia, Needham in lane 3. Stegmeyer, Acton Boxborough in lane 4. Kenna O'Hare Gibson, Lexington, lane 5. Jaden Bai of Lexington in lane 6. Maxwell Crawford of Attleboro in lane 7. And Jacob Blazek of Attleboro in lane 8.
Right now, O'Hare Gibson and Stegmeyer are probably the 2 favorites for this heat, both being ranked in the top 10 in the state for the event.
Stegmeyer, as we mentioned earlier, number 2 in the state for this outdoor season with that 55.76. Every athlete here seated at least 58 or lower. There they go. Heat number 4, the boys 400 hurdles.
After the athletes clear the hurdles, please lower the hurdles to the lowest setting for the girls 400.
Very tight race through 200. Still wide open.
like, I want to say that's Noah taking that lead onto that straightaway.
Yeah, that's Stegmeyer of Acton Boxborough flying away from the rest of the field. Scalia of Needham not too far behind.
Same as McKenna O'Hare Gibson.
Oh, it's going to be very close. But Stegmeyer will take it. Unofficially 55 high.
The winner of Heat 4 of the boys 400-meter hurdles in lane 4 from Acton Boxborough, Noah Stegmeyer.
Hurdle crew will come out, move the hurdles down while we wait on that. Bring you some results from the girls 200 prelims. Once again, top 8 times advance to the final, happening later around 6:15, 6:30. Kylie Bernard, Ringen Latin, 25.46 was our top finisher. Marissa Mayo of Needham, 25.67. Abby Desmarais, Framingham, the 25.68. Naya Santana of Wachusett, 25.91. Ramagiwa of Wachusett, 25.94. Lauren Quarm of Methuen with a 26.27. Mia Sullivan, Acton Boxborough with a 26.29. And rounding out our finals field will be Brittany O'Geiger of Lowell with a 26.41 in the 200 prelims.
Looks like Kylie Bernard just couldn't get past that PR of 25.11. Still a great, unbelievable effort by her hard.
Absolutely, and keep in mind, just the prelims. Who knows what could happen in the finals later.
Yeah, I mean, she is ranked 3rd in the state at that 25.11. 2 athletes ahead of her aren't at this meet, and the next closest athlete is ranked 15th. So we really don't know what's going to happen. Some athletes might be able to show up and give her that competition, or she's just going to pull away from the crowd.
Absolutely. Girls 400 hurdles on the track now. Heat number 1, we'll see Sophie Hollowed of Weymouth in lane 2. Julianne Montrod of Brookline in lane 3. Caitlin Brownrigg of Haverhill in lane 4. Izzy Marquise of Andover in lane 5. And Katie Burns of Needham in lane 6. Runners are off for heat number 1, the girls 400 hurdles, here at the MIAA D1 Outdoor Track Championships.
Top 8, 400 hurdles, boys. Noah from Acton Boxborough, Chris from Needham, McKenna from Lexington, Jaden from North Quincy, Max from Attleboro, Mark, A.B., Jaden Lexington, Ibrahim of Methuen. Please report to the awards table.
We're going to come through the 200 in about 35.
I mean, neck and neck into that final straightaway.
Should certainly be a close one here. Burns of Needham, Brownrigg of Haverhill pulling away. Going stride for stride as they approach that last hurdle. Here's the final push.
That's close to 10.
Very close. Very, very close. Again, we'll have official results for you as we get them. Heat number 2 hopping on the track now. We'll have Anisha Ricketts of Springfield Central in lane 1. Allie McNamara of Attleboro in lane 2. Rebecca Rainey of Attleboro in lane 3. Abby Martin, Wachusett in lane 4. Michaela Ryan of Waltham in lane 5. Michaela O'Connor of Andover in lane 6. Sophie Galan of Needham in lane 7. And Natalie Alexander, Newton South in lane 8.
Mixture of starts across the board. No scratches though. We got waterfall starts, we got down the ground without blocks, we have block starts. We'll see which way of starting is going to bring out that win for the seat. Looks like they're off.
Heat number 2, girls 400 hurdles.
Attention to the field for the presentation of awards for the boys 400-meter hurdles. Coming 8th from Methuen with a time of 58:33, Ibrahim Abba. Coming 7th from Lexington with a time of 57:71, Jaden Bai. Coming in 6th from Acton Boxborough with a time of 57:66, Mark Magyar.
Alexander of Newton South, Galan of Needham, out in front through the 200-meter mark. They're going to come through in about 32, 33. That's Galan making a push for this final straightaway. Final 100 meters. Galan of Needham turning in a great performance. Running away from this field. And she's going to cross the line unofficially in a 111 low to take heat number 2, the girls 400 hurdles.
Not to jump back to heat 1, but the results did come in from that final straightaway photo finish. It's looking like Caitlin Brownrigg of Haverhill won by 0.01 seconds.
Wow.
Katie Burns with a 114.88 versus a 114.89.
That is the epitome of a photo finish, 0.01 seconds. Heat number 3 on the oval. We'll have Bree McSheffrey of Newton North in lane 1. Caroline Caval of Lexington in lane 2. Erin Kelly of Braintree in lane 3. Grace Baldwin of Braintree in lane 4. Eliza Henry of North Quincy in lane 5. Maggie Spring of Framingham in lane 6. Ashley Rodriguez of Revere in lane 7. And Katie Walpole of Westford Academy in lane 8. Top seed here will be Grace Baldwin of Braintree, seated at a 109.8. There they go. Heat number 3, the girls 400 hurdles, is off.
The finalists of the girls 200 meter.
Great conditions here at Duane Stadium, Merrimack College in North Andover. Sun's starting to really peek out here around 5:30.
Still a brisk 63 degrees out.
Going to come through the 200 around 32.
Around that straightaway. Looks like we have a neck-and-neck race.
This one should be close. That's Erin Kelly of Braintree trying to fight off Eliza Henry of North Quincy. It looks like Baldwin will take care of business. Unofficially a 108 mid to take heat number 3, girls 400 hurdles. And moving right along, final heat, your seeded heat of the girls 400 hurdles. Christine Zong of Newton South in lane 1. Anna Cliff of Franklin in lane 2. Ella Shandaria, also of Franklin in lane 3. Alex Bold of Needham in lane 4. Bridget Geary of Lowell in lane 5. Ella Terranova of Framingham in lane 6. Hannah Moriarty, North Quincy in lane 7. And Shauna Perez of Acton Boxborough in lane 8. Top seed here will be Alex Bold, boasting a 104.31. Certainly the favorite in this field, but anything can happen here at divisionals. Bold with the 3rd best time this outdoor season in the 400 hurdles with that 104.31. There they go, seeded heat, girls 400 hurdles, MIAA D1 Championships here at Merrimack College, North Andover, Massachusetts. Come through the 200 just around 28. That's Bold of Needham, creating considerable distance on the field. What a performance. Wow, what a gap between the rest of this very talented field. Alex Bold, cool, calm, collected. She's gonna cross the line unofficially in a 104 low. Alex Bold, your girls 400-meter hurdles D1 champion.
The winner of
Congrats,
Lane
Alex.
in lane 4 from Needham, Alex Bold. Once again, please clear the hurdles off of the track at this time. Thank you.
Official results from the boys 400 hurdles. It was Stegmeyer back in Boxborough, 55.45 to win the event. Chris Scalia, Needham, came in second with a 55.69. O'Hare Gibson, Lexington, in third with a 55.9. Jaden Francois, 57.01. North Quincy, he'll take fourth. Maxwell Crawford of Attleboro will take fifth with 57.21. And Mark Magyar of Acton Boxborough will take sixth with a 57.66. Next event on the track, move into the mid-distance realm. We got the boys, 800 meters. Your top entry here will be Colin Kern of Andover, seated at a 153.82. And that 153 that he ran at the MVC Championships just a week ago, that is good for #1 time in Massachusetts this season. Colin Kern, senior, will be heading to UMass Amherst next year to compete. So heat #1, we'll have Jack Colantoni of Haverhill in lane 1, Jarlin Arango of Lowell in lane 2, David Manfredi of Weymouth, we're in hip #3, Aiden Barnett, #4, of Acton Boxborough, James Gallaudet of Andover, we're in hip #5, Nathan Hamilton of Newton South, hip #6, Robbie Zhang of Newton South, hip #7, Aviv Spitz of Lexington, #8, and Teddy Salamone of Andover, wearing hip #9. Top seed here will be Arango of Lowell, seated at 201.8. Here we go, heat #1, the boys 800 meters.
Ooh, a little elbows on that first lower lane start. It's a meet, though, that everyone's emotions are part of is for this. Either get that PR, qualify for nationals, qualify to go into the all-state meet.
.800 meters, an event that tests, once again, both foot speed and strength. Certainly hailed as one of the toughest events on the track by many athletes and coaches.
Without a doubt, I completely agree. Ran back here back in my day, especially when it was final straightaway by all the athletes. Those voices just help you push through tough conditions.
Absolutely. Always great to see family, teammates, friends coming out, cheering these athletes on. Manfredi of Weymouth out in front right now. Arango of Lowell right behind him. .200 meters to go, about 1:31 on the clock. Manfredi's going to start pushing it.
And then on that final straightaway.
Final 100. Manfredi staying very strong, very smooth. But look at Arango.
Oh, the final push.
Fighting his way to the finish. That'll be a 159 low unofficially for Arango, who's seated at 201. I'm going to assume that's his first time breaking 2. Got to be an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, it's all of his friends and teammates coming over, giving the hugs, the handshakes, the high fives, and other athletes from their teams are checking with him.
Spirit of Massachusetts track, very strong. Keep it moving to heat number 2 of the boys 800 here at the MIAA D1 Outdoor Track Championships. Nico Manalakos, Shrewsbury, are in hip number 1. Number 2 will be Hunter Bailey of Brookline. Number 3, Jacob Chisholm, Andover. Number 4, Max Zong of Lexington. Number 5, Nick McDonald of the Prep. Jack Mantle, Newton North, number 6. Kyla Ciato of Brookline, hip number 7. Max Hubbard of Newton South, number 8. And Will Pachensky of St. John's Prep. We're in hip number 9.
And this time around, this heat has some athletes in that sub-2 seedings, at least 4 athletes. And especially seeing how that race went for the first heat, I think we're going to see some quick time in the second heat.
Absolutely, Adam.
And off to a strong start there.
From Franklin, the time of 1:09.68.
Pretty strong pack going through that first bend.
Zong is going to come out and take this thing through the 200, about a 27.
I think we're going to see some big moves. You had the zipper action of athletes kind of holding in through the breakaway. The bend, you're going to see some three trying to get that pass to solidify that good position through the water.
Absolutely. 800 meters can come down to a lot of strategy, especially late in the season. Zong of Lexington comes through the first 400 about a 55. Hunter Bailey of Brookline in second.
Finishing first from Needham with a time of 1:1.
That gap, though, is just filling up. He's through that back side of the track. Is that going to be strong for him getting that lead, or are you going to see some athletes going to close that gap on the shuttle? Speaking of that, we're already seeing some athletes solidify themselves into second place.
Comes to the 200, about 125 on the clock. Zong looking to take this thing practically gun to tape.
I mean, you have
Manalakos of Shrewsbury, I believe, leading that chase pack. Zong is holding on. Big kick from the athletes behind him. But he will take it unofficially in a 157 mid.
Spitz with that 202 seating too.
The winner of Heat 2 from Lexington,
that win.
Max Jang.
And now, your seeded heat of the boys 800 meters. Loaded field is not an understatement here. Colin Kern, hip number 1, your boys 800 meter leader this outdoor season with a 153.82. Dylan Bren, wearing hip number 2 of Wachusett. Ajay Reyna, Acton Boxborough, number 3. JV Kuna of Revere, wearing hip number 4. Tyler Tubman of Newton North, number 5. Lucas Carvalho, St. John's Shrewsbury, number 6. Daniel Padley of St. John's Prep, hip number 7. Alex Wapo of Lowell, hip number 8. Declan Mulligan of Brookline, wearing number 9. Ultimo Ashkenazi of Brookline, number 10. Cam Walter of Brookline is number 11. And Alex Frickson of Newton North. We're at number 12. Here we go, folks.
It's going to be a great race. Both Colin Kern and Dylan Bren are seated pretty high in this heat, both respectively being number 1 in the state for the 800 and number 5 in the state for the 800. I think those two are going to be jumping off each other, but the rest of this field is going to be trying to battle for that number 1 spot in the state.
Kern going to take this thing out in front through the 200, about 27, 28.
Alex Wapo from Lowell sticking right on him through that 200-meter mark.
It's Kern, it's Wapo, and it's Cunha of Revere. 1, 2, 3.
We're already seeing movement on this straightaway.
Dylan Bren of Wachusett taking that second position. 56 high through the 400.
I want to say going into this, he's aiming to beat Colin Kern. I think that's his motive for this race.
Absolutely. Still wide open.
We're seeing some action on the straightaway, though, of someone passing Colin Kern in the lead. And there goes Dylan Brent as well, making the move. A lot of the pack is moving around him from that lead.
I believe that is Reyna of Acton Boxborough out in front now, followed by Dylan Brent of Wachusett. Look at Tubman of Newton North pumping the arms.
This is going to be a straightaway race. Anyone's race coming down the straightaway.
It's going to be very close, folks. Kern looking to kick.
We have a slight lead from Kern in the front there.
That's Reyna. That's Reyna of Acton Boxborough. He'll take it. 156 low. Highly tactical race here in the seeded heat. A lot of movement, a lot of mind games. But Ajay Reyna of Acton Boxborough unofficially is your boys 800-meter D1 champ.
Yeah, looking back at how he ran, he kind of let the leaders coast through that first 400 and really use that sprinting energy he's known for to push through that final 4 and down that straightaway to keep that lead and win this race.
Absolutely.
First time with the warning, be a warning. The second time, your competing athlete will
We'll have to see what those official times are for those top 3 guys, because even in the back half of that heat, we're all super close coming into that finish line.
Definitely.
It's going to be seconds, and if not 0.2 seconds off from each other.
At this point,
Next on the track,
the
girls 800 meters.
800 meter.
Another very talented field, led by Camille Jordan of Brookline, having an incredible season. 2:15 PR for her, second only to Amelia Everett of Newton South. Not competing in the 800 today. We'll probably see her in the 2-mile later tonight.
She's had a very eventful past few weeks down in New York and running around the state, being as she should.
Heat number 1, Paige McKierney of Acton Boxborough, wearing hip number 1. Lauren Downer of Haverhill, number 2. Gwyneth Holland of Franklin, number 3. Molly Johnson of Newton South, number 4. Samara McVeigh of Lexington, hip number 5. Mia O'Neill of Needham, number 6. Felicia Diaz of Taunton, number 7. Rose Kiley of Andover, number 8. And Leah Glavin of Weymouth, hip number 9. Once again, with the boys 800 meters, similarly, this will be 3 heats. Gwyneth Holland of Franklin out in front so far. Molly Johnson of Newton South right behind her. 200 about 32, 33. It's Holland, it's Johnson.
Why this race is going on, just a reminder, interview with the winning athletes will be up on Bay State Running's Instagram account and also posted to YouTube later on tonight. So if you want to hear first thoughts and actions from these winners and what their game plan was going into the race, how they feel, and what for their future, check those interviews out.
Absolutely. And of note, BayStateRunning.com will be covering all the divisional action this weekend, D1 and D2.
To the right of the field, the boys' pole vault is now at 14 feet with 2 competitors rimming up. The boys' pole vault is at 14 feet with 2
They kept to the
competitors
400 when they
rimming
went
up.
through.
I did not.
Going in, there's still a strong pack from the front half.
Absolutely. Kearney back in Boxborough up front. Chase pack right behind her.
The boys' 800, please report to the red tent. AJ Reyna, Kevin Bren, Simon Hoffman, Alan Kern, Cam Walter, Lucas Carmelo, Alex
A little less than 200 meters to go. McKierney in the lead, followed closely by Lauren Downer of Haverhill.
That smaller chase pack right behind those two as well.
Here we go, final 100 meters. Crowd getting amped up here. Downer with the kick.
Final kick.
She's gonna pass McKierney. Unofficially will take heat 1 and 220 low. It was Lauren Downer of Haverhill.
Really love to see two at the end of those two athletes being competitors on the field and off the field, hugging, high-fiving each other, congratulating them on a great effort on the track.
Great sportsmanship all around. We love to see it. Moving along, heat number 2 of the girls 800. Pip number 1 will be Eleanor Allen of Ringen Latin. Number 2, Anna Leshley of Brookline. Number 3, Gracie Richard of Weymouth. Number 4, Dasha Lefavre of Brookline. Number 5, Audrey Adam of Needham. Number 6, Audrey Seeger of Brookline. Number 7, Mia Giaimo of Andover. Number 8, Sydney Weiss of Westford Academy. Number 9, Adia Singh of Lexington. And wearing hip number 10 will be Clara Lake of Newton North. Top seed here will be Eleanor Allen. She's at 220.79.
To jump back a little bit to the boys' race, the official results came in from that final heat, with AJ Reina's time of 155.69 and Dylan Bren with a time of 155.99. Not as close to the finish as we did see in that photo finish for the 400 hurdles, but still a really close time between two great athletes.
Absolutely. Very tactical race as well. Out the gates will be Gracie Richard of Weymouth out in front, followed by Audrey Adam of Needham. And I believe that's Lashley of Brookline in the 3rd spot. The 200 about a 34.
Like I mentioned earlier, having athletes from the same team in the same heat is always deadly for the competitors. This time around, we have 3 Brookline athletes here, and them training together can definitely give each other pros and push off and know each other's pacing to know what's really going on. It still comes down to it, the competitors on the track. With that, Brookline has those two athletes neck and neck right around that 400 mark, which I believe was Leshley and Lefleur going through with the leaders.
Came through in about a 106, 107.
Anna Leshley from Weymouth, Gracie Richard. From Brookline, Daisha Lefebvre. From Needham, Audrey Adam. From Brookline, Audrey Seeger. From
It's
Andover,
Richard, it's Leshley.
No real leader has pulled away just yet.
From Lexington, Adia Singh.
Here we
Still a
go.
pack with some movement on that straight away on the backside.
That's Dasha from Brookline coming out in the lead. 200 to go.
Is that Anna right behind her, I believe?
Yes, it is.
Like I just said, 2 athletes from the same team, they work with each other, they know how to figure this stuff out, and it's proving right now on the track, those Brookline athletes taking that early lead into that straightaway. But that small chase pack not far behind, but looking like that's going to be a gap that's going to be formed between that chase pack and the leader.
Dasha Lefavre, Brookline, is going to run away with this one.
Eleanor Allen Ellen chasing for that second spot.
216.
Looks like she just grabbed that 217 as well. What a race by those three athletes.
Going well beyond the seed times here. Best seed was a 220. And our winner
Your E2 winner from Brookline,
with a 216.
Sasha Lefebvre.
Personally, I've always said on the track, the second heat or the middle pack heats always put out the most heart and emotion on the track. They aren't in that fast heat going for that state title or going for that #1 in the state, but they're fighting for that PR.
Absolutely.
Which can lead down to personal goals of getting to a good college for running or just having a great pride in your sport.
Here we go with the seeded heat of the girls 800. Hip #1 will be Camille Jordan of Brookline. Hip #2, Ashlyn Witt of Wachusett. Hip #3, Abby Hennessy of Westford Academy. Hip #4, Kira Evans of Newton North. Hip #5, Amelia Everett of Newton South. Hip #6, Sasha Lamakina of Framingham. Hip #7, Uma Sanker of Lexington. Hip #8, Salma Buktam of North Quincy. Hip #9, Finley Simmons of Haverhill. Hip #10, Brenna Corcoran of Haverhill. Hip #11, Caitlin Chang of Braintree, and #12 will be Emerson DuPont of Taunton. Once again, your top seed here will be Camille Jordan of Brookline. 215.36.
I wouldn't count out Ashley Witt though. Both those athletes are ranked right next to each other in the mile split rankings, so it's really going to be a good race between those two. And historically, through the season so far, they've been neck and neck in different meets. 800, 400 mile across the board.
Amelia Everett with the best PR in the field, 207. I'm going to assume that she is doubling today, hence the slower seat time.
Just taking out that early lead though.
But maybe we just saw a mistake, folks. Amelia Everett will take it out with Camille Jordan not far behind, and Ashlyn Witt of Wachusett in third. Through the 200, about 31.
I mean, Amelia Earhart coming on, not Amelia Earhart. It's been a long day, folks. Amelia Everett is coming off a great show at the track night in New York City a couple of days ago with that 207 800. So we've seen her run a great 800 against great competitors.
We're going to come through the 400, about 103. That is blistering for this girls 800, folks. Everett and Jordan pulling away from the rest of the pack. Considerable distance between those two and the rest of the field.
That is something a coach is definitely going to tell Jordan, is to stick with Amelia through this race. That's going to get you some good time and good PR. But even so, Amelia is still making a small gap ahead to that back bend.
Final 100 meters.
150's through the final stretch.
And it looks like Amelia Everett will take it. Can she top that 207 PR?
Gonna be close. It's gonna be very close.
208 low unofficially. But Amelia Everett is your D1 800-meter champion by no small margin.
That's really close to her PR at 207.94. We'll have to see officially if she beat that, if she got the same, if she's just behind. But again, just another great performance by her.
Your winner of P3 of the girls 800 meter from Newton.
And not great known aviation
Amelia Everett.
woman, Amelia Earhart. That'll be clipped somewhere, all right.
If you're just joining us, this is Cam Hassing and Adam Canario on the call here at Duane Stadium at Merrimack College for the MIAA Division I Outdoor Track and Field Championships. BayStateRunning.com, powered by Marathon Sports, your source for everything Massachusetts track and field and cross country. Once again, a big thank you to our meet sponsor, Oka. I want to give a shout out to all the meet volunteers, hurdle crew, all the officials, everyone who works very hard, sacrifices their time to make sure these meets run smoothly and efficiently for our student athletes.
One thing I do want to shout out, though, is Merrimack College allowing us to host it in their great facility. I got here a bit early to set up everything, and the grounds crew here was making this place shine for us today.
Absolutely. It's awesome to have these high school championship meets at a college facility, especially for athletes getting ready to compete maybe next year at the collegiate level. Next on the track, we will have your boys 200-meter final. Lane 1 will be Chris McDonough of St. John's Prep. Lane 2, Demetrius Sherian of Taunton. Lane 3, Johnny Emanuel of Malden. Lane 4, Alex Landry back in Boxborough. Lane 5, Darwin Jimenez of Methuen. Lane 6, Leonin Burlack of back in Boxborough. Lane 7, Miles Scott of Newton North. And Lane 8, Jason Bruce Sanders of Ringen Lab. Alex Landry was your top finisher from the prelims, coming across the line in a 21.66. This one looks like it should be wide open. A lot of talent here.
I mean, Miles Scott still has that top 10 ranking in the state at number 2 with that 22.06. So he definitely has that title that he's trying to defend for, and to try to snuggle into that number 1 spot from Kyle Darby of Thayer Academy, who has the 21.6 mark on that time. Before they go up, I do want to just drop those final times for that girls 800. Amelia Everett did run a 208.27, like you said, around low 2s. Camille Jordan, though, with a great time of 212.
Awesome.
Not far behind.
Great PR for Camille. Will be fun to see them compete at the Meet of Champions, assuming they do choose to compete the 800.
Someone like Amelia Everett, though, has been in so many events across the board. I think she is probably doubling up later this weekend when Division I comes back to us on Saturday.
Definitely. Will be interesting to see where she ends up running at the Meet of Champions.
Having the split meet between 2 different days gives time for the athletes to recover, get home, get some rest, so they aren't trying to go right from that 800 mile to relay all in one sitting.
Absolutely. Very helpful, especially for our mid-distance, long-distance athletes.
Yeah, a mid-distance athlete could be anywhere from the 200 up to the mile, and in some cases even the 2 mile, which is definitely them being the big cog of a lot of their teams across the board. Looks like the wind has picked up just a little bit from when we started off with the prelim for the 200. Went from a no breeze at all to a slight breeze with the flags blowing now. So definitely on that tailwind on the straightaway is definitely going to be a great help for this final.
Runners get set in their blocks. Boys 200-meter final. Here we go, folks.
At this time, we will recognize the winners of the girls 800 meter. Finishing 8th in Brookline at the time of 6:17.
Emmanuel and Landry out in front. Don't sleep on Miles Scott. Oh, that's very close.
I think Landry has him on the lead, but we'll have to see in the photo finish results.
It looks like Landry of Acton Boxborough. We will bring you those results as soon as we get them.
54, Abby Hennessy. Finishing 5th from Brookline with a time of 2:16.38. Dasha Lefebvre. Finishing 4th from Wachusett with a time of 2:16.11. Ashlyn Witt. Finishing 3rd from Newton North with a time of 2:15.34. Ciara Emmons. Finishing second from Brookline, time of 2:12.36.
And now the girls' 200-meter final. Lane 1, Mia Sullivan of Acton Boxborough. Lane 2, Ramagiwa of Wachusett. Lane 3, Desmond Rice of Framingham. Lane 4, Kylie Bernard of Ringen Latin. Lane 5, Marissa Mayo of Needham. Lane 6, Naya Santana of Wachusett. Lane 7, Lauren Quam of Methuen. And Lane 8, Brittany O'Geiger of Lowell.
Again, going off of the mile split rankings, Kylie Bernard ranked 3rd in the state with a 25:11. She's definitely going to be entitled to defend in this race. I think you're going to have some great athletes trying to sneak up on her, especially Abby from Framingham. I think is going to go right there next. Prediction-wise, you never really know what's going to happen on the track. Runners are set in their blocks.
And they're off. Girls 200-meter final. D1 Championships. Final 100.
Kylie Bernard, Abby Desmarais going neck and neck. And that's Kylie Bernard pulling ahead for the win.
Bernard's going to take it unofficially in a 24 high.
Wow.
We will bring you those official times when we get them.
While we wait for the girls, the boys' 200 final times did come in. We have Alex Landry from Acton Boxborough, who won with a 21.66. And not far behind is Johnny Emanuel from Malden with a 21.69. And a great pulling up 3rd from Miles Scott from Newport with a 21.88. All great times across the board for all 3 athletes.
Finishing 6th from Taunton with
But
a time of 22.05.
I believe so.
Finishing 5th.
Alex Landry, that time is going to solidify himself as number 2 ranking in the state.
Yes.
21.66. In that same for Johnny Emanuel, who's 3rd.
Finishing 3rd from Newton Moore.
Miles Scott with that PR though on the board.
Finishing second.
22.06 to 21.88. Unfortunately dropped down to 4th, but I think we'll see him come back, possibly to be champions.
A lot of shakeups here in your top 10 rankings as a result of these D1 championships. Jimenez with the 21.69 in the prelims as well. Will put him somewhere in that top 10.
With the 2 mile getting on the track, ready to get set up, I do want to mention that we do have the pentathlon going on right now as well, which will have results later on tonight when stuff finishes up. But right now they're doing a lot of field events going on, but definitely want to see where it stands.
Here we go. The boys 2 mile. We split into 2 heats here. Heat number 1. You see Lysandra Duffield of Brookline wearing hip number 1. Hip number 2, Finn Bonner of St. John's Prep. Number 3, Andrew Cherkowski, Brookline. Number 4 is Davis Haynes of Westford Academy. Number 5, Peter Stubler of Andover. Number 6, Paulina Guevara Mateo of Cambridge Ridge Latin. Number 7, Greg McGrath, BC High. Number 8, Steve McChesney of Newton South. Number 9 is Thomas Flagg of Newton South. Number 10, Ben Pastiner of Newton South. Number 11, James Trigilio of St. John's Prep. Number 12, William Walk of BC High. 13, Brady Armstrong of Zavarian. Number 14, Gail Medina, Ringen Latin. And number 15 is Sayah Prout of Lowell. And aside from those last 3 athletes, everyone here seated under 10 minutes. A testament to the long distance talent here in Massachusetts, specifically in D1.
At
While the 2 mile goes off, while the action's happening on the track, the girls' final for 200 time did come in off the boards. Kylie Bernard, unbelievable 24.79.
Wow.
Win. Abby DeSamara is not far behind on that 25.2. Naya Santana choosing 5.68.
Kylie Bernard, if I'm not mistaken, that should be mass number 1 at this point.
Surprisingly, which I thought too, we still have a faster time than number 1. It's Kaylee Crea from Deerfield Academy at 24.42.
Wow.
Which you might see her do some action later this week at the Division 4 Championship as well. But still, that's a great PR for Kylie Bernard, pushing her to that number 2 in the state, just ahead of Sarah Platt. But that title of state champion and number 1 on miles been ranking can still be accomplished by Kylie Bernard at that main champions.
We've got McGrath at BC High. Coming through the 400, about a 115. Newton South, between the 2 heats, 4 athletes qualifying for the 2 mile here at D1s. That is very, very impressive depth.
At this time, we will recognize the finalists of the girls' 200 meter.
Apologies, that is John Wilson at BC High out in front. Or William Locke. William Locke, BC High, is your leader through the first 600 meters of this 2 mile. Followed closely by Finn Bonner of St. John's Prep.
Historically speaking, you always see BC High a little bit of a stronger sprinting program, so it's always great to see their athletes being able to show up on weeks like this.
Absolutely. Athletes here will come through the 800, about a 2:28.
And finishing in first from Cambridge, Ringe and Latin, the time of 24.79, Kylie Bernard.
Duffield, your top 3 as we come through the first 1,200 meters of this boys 2 mile. We're going to come through in about 3:40. Roth of Lowell in that 4 spot. Davis Haynes of Westford Academy, sitting in 5th.
Last call for the girls' 2 mile check-in. Once again, last call for the girls' 2 mile check-in. Black Scarlet Knights on the field.
First half of this race, they're going to come through the mile in about 4:52, certainly on pace to go sub 10. William Locke still your leader through the first mile. Bonner, Duffield right there as well. Roth, the lowest seed time here. He's going to move into second.
Smart move on his part, doing on that back straight away. So find that nice gap.
Absolutely.
Kind of getting that good position going into that bend.
Certainly wastes a little bit more energy trying to pass on the curves.
I mean, today-wise condition, I don't think is going to be that much of a concern. If it's a lot hotter out, I think you'll see a conservative race, but conditions being in that low 60s, high 50 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to see some athletes take a little bit more of a risk, especially with the quality of the meet itself being the state championship condition.
Definitely. Perfect conditions for our distance athletes, I'd say. 3 laps to go. Come through at about 6:04. Coming up on 800 meters to go here in the first heat of the boys 2 mile. William Locke still in the lead. They come through about 7:18. Sayre Roth of Lowell right behind him. And Duffield of Brookline in the 3rd position. This is the point in the race when it is time to really start racing. A lot of guys might sit and kick. Use that as a strategy for the race as long as the 2 mile.
We do see a little bit of a change on that second.
Yeah, Duffield and Roth trading spots here and there throughout the race. But William Locke, seated at 12th, is still your leader.
He went in, starting this race, making his own, and he's been keeping his own race. It comes down to that final stretch when the lap goes off in that lap belt to see if he's going to make a move, if he's going to be just gassed on the energy of keeping that lead. But speaking of the devil,
Duffield of Brookline is going to pass Locke going into the final 400 meters. 8:30 on the clock. Let's see how they close. Locke's going to try and go with them.
Is that Brady Armstrong sneaking in third as well?
I believe it is.
Oh, back again, back and forth. William Locke getting that push to get back into first, just ahead.
This should be a fun finish, folks.
Back and forth.
Duffield passing once again. .200 to go, about 9:05 on the clock. Duffield kicking hard, takes a look back.
That's risky looking back on a turn like that. It does use more energy more than you think. But
Here we go, final 100 meters.
again, another look back from Duffield.
Well, Sander Duffield is gonna take this one.
Well ahead of his seat. Well.
He'll finish in 9:35. He was seated at 9:45. Locke finishes at 9:38. He was seated at 9:59.
And don't forget Brady Armstrong, who was seated at, was it 10 flat, I want to say?
Yeah.
He was coming in at that 9:45 mark as well.
Certainly, a lot of PRs here. Heat number 1 of the boys 2 mile.
Now this is a race that I've been waiting all day to see. It's the second heat of this boys 2 mile.
Yes, yes, yes.
2 mile. There's some great names in there. Nathan Lopez, Brenda Wilder. We have Paul Bergeron as well in there. We have Ron, Sherman Kadish, all athletes who have done unbelievable times in the 2 mile this year so far. Only one single heat, and it should be a great race to watch.
Absolutely. Wilder, I believe, is mass number 1.
Correct.
With a 9:12 PR this season at Western Twilight. We'll bring you through the heat sheet here. Wilder, hip number 1 of Waltham. Hip number 2, Nathan Lopez, St. John's Prep. Hip number 3, Milan Sherman Kadish of Newton South. Hip number 4, Paul Lovett, St. John's Prep. Number 5, Jack Courtney of Lowell. Number 6, Ben Kaysen of Brookline. Number 7, Paul Bergeron of Westford Academy. Number 8 will be William Liu of Acton Boxborough. Number 9, Gabe Grove of Newton North. Number 10, John Wilson of BC High. Number 11, Jacob Zalis of Newton North. Number 12, Joseph Ryan of Lexington. 13, Jack Perfeo of Westford Academy. 14, Felix Vergoven of St. John's Prep. 15, Hugh Licklitter of BC High. And 16, Pablo Tejedor Myers of Brookline. Every athlete here seated under 9:45. Of course, with a couple seated well under that. Wilder at a 9:12, Lopez 9:16, Sherman Kadish at a 9:18. Highly anticipated race here. Cannot wait to see how this one shakes out.
I was about to get concerned for a bit. Nathan Lopez came from the bathroom last second to get on the line. I thought he scratched, which is really interesting with him having such a great season so far.
Notably, Paul Bergeron is running 8:54 3200 at Arcadia, and Nathan Lopez ran a 9:01 indoors. Certainly some of Massachusetts track and field's finest here on the track for the seated heat of the boys 2 mile MIAA D1 Championships.
I know you mentioned earlier Brendan Wilder had that rank in the state at that 9:12 time. Someone who's also in this race, Milan Sherman Kadish, ranked 4 with a 9:18. So he definitely, I think, is going to be a sneaky add-on to this race. With him being seated 3rd just behind Lopez, I think he's sneaking in between those two.
Following the completion of the girls 200 meter, the girls
I think this is going to be the race of the day for us to watch and see. Such great talent in this race.
Absolutely. Coming through the 4, that's Lopez out in the lead. They're going to come through about 109.
Quick pace for it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you always hear athletes who only run the 400 not understand why it's so low.
Tied for 4th.
Quite a few laps after
Yeah,
that first.
seven more of those.
3rd, 9 points. 2nd, 14 points.
It's Lopez, it's Paul Bergeron, and I believe Wilder. 1, 2, 3. Packing up with considerable distance on the rest of the field. Be interesting to see how these 3 push each other.
50-meter lead on the rest of the pack. Lead on this one.
6:55 roughly.
Again, nothing has changed through the second lap. Still the same 3 leaders.
We'll come through the first 8, about 2:16.
Currently running an E2 of the boys 2 mile, Waltham, Brendan Wilder. From St. John's Prep, moving south, Milan Sherman Kadish. St. John's Prep.
Lopez notably competed at the PSR Elite Scholastic Mile a few weeks ago down at Marshfield High School. Clocked a 4:09.
Westford Academy, Jack Perfeo from St. John's Prep.
4:08.28 at that race.
I was there for that in person. That was a great race to watch. The one thing he did very smart was stay a little bit back and let those leaders run at pace, which we're seeing the complete opposite here. He's staying in the front and he wants this race. You also got to take a look as well. You got those two guys right behind him staying on the backside.
Certainly a lot of foot speed between these three as well when we do come down to that final 400, final 200.
We are seeing a little bit of movement though right there. What is that, Paul Bergeron right there? Taking the lead.
That's Bergeron,
yeah,
passing Lopez here.
Brendan Weiler a little bit back from the gap. Again, number one in the state, so we don't know what he's cooking.
Bergeron, it's Lopez, creating some space between them and Wilder. Come through the first mile in about 4:28.
Wow, that is a quick mile time.
4:28 for the first mile of the 2 mile here.
The rest of the pack coming in about, I want to say, a 4:41, 4:42 time frame.
Which is certainly nothing to scoff at as well.
I mean, the entire field going through at a 4:44 is an incredible feat on their own.
Testament to how loaded Division I is for this event.
For our viewers who can't tell, our leaders in this race have probably about a 75-meter lead on the rest of this pack. It's something you really can't tell with the live stream, because that's focusing so much on the front too. But props to the rest of the pack out on the field doing this.
Absolutely. Paul Bergeron starting to pull away a bit. They've got 3 to go, 5:33 on the clock. It'll be interesting to see just how close to 9 minutes these two can get. Bergeron took a quick look back there. Lopez still pushing. .800 meters to go. Paul Bergeron is pulling away from everyone. 6:39 on the clock with just 2 laps to go. Important to note once again, Bergeron clocked an 8:54 3,200 at Arcadia. And Lopez in second with a 9:01 2-mile PR from the indoor season.
Again, Bergeron moving ahead. Probably, I want to say, a 25-meter lead on that.
Yeah.
Lopez, which both athletes kind of pull away from the rest of the competition. Bergeron is that first, Lopez is second. Whitler right now, third still.
Here we go. Bell lap, 7:45 on the clock. Can Bergeron dip under 9 minutes here at MIAA D1 States?
Lopez still through that 7:53 mark. Still an unbelievable time on both athletes' part. To turn away focus from the leader, we do have a quick change in that third place and fourth place. Was it Lon Sherman Kadish? I want to say who took that third.
That was Sherman Kadish from Newton North
They are.
in third. 200 to go, 8:21 on the clock. Can Paul Bergeron dip under 9 here at D1 States?
Final straightaway, probably less than 3 seconds. Starting the straightaway was 8:36 left on the clock.
Paul Bergeron will be your champion. Can he break 9? I think he will, folks.
8:48, 8:49, 8:50, 8:51.
An 8:51 2-mile here at MIAA D1 Championships.
Nathan Lopez, another close 9, 8:57.
Can Lopez go under 9?
8:59.
Ooh.
It's going to be close. We're going to have to see what the clock time says.
It looks like a 9 flat high, which is
Still
incredible. Wow.
Bergeron on the ground. You know an athlete has done an unbelievable feat when they're on the ground.
What
Barely able to move.
an effort
But
from
on the
Paul
straightaway
Bergeron.
for that third against Bergeron, not Bergeron, against Whitler, that was from Acton Boxborough, I'll say, William Liu, who came in with that final push straightaway for third. Wilder with the fourth finish. And then Sherman Kadish not far behind with the fifth.
That is one of the most loaded races I've ever seen in Massachusetts high school track. Athletes finishing 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all around 9:30. But our headline here will be Paul Bergeron, your D1 state champ in the 2-mile, going well under 9 minutes for the 2-mile, the full 2-mile, folks, not the 3,200.
What was the time he finished at?
I believe in 8:54.
If it wasn't 8:54, that's going to solidify him at number 2 in the nation finish, according to Miles Smith.
Holy
Number
smokes.
1 is 8:46, but number 2 before these results come in is 8:58. If he ran at 8:54, that's easily at number 2 in the country.
Wow.
Impressive feat by him.
All competitors in the girls
D1 champs getting on the national map here.
The starting line.
What a
And
performance.
If it is a 9 flat for Nathan Lopez as well, he's going to get himself somewhere between either 5th and 4th place. Currently number 5 in the nation is 9:01.6. Number 4 in the nation is 9 flat 3.2.
Loads of talent here. As we move along to the girls 2-mile, our final event on the oval tonight. Heat number 1 will feature Mary Lonergan of Andover, hit number 1. Katrina Secanara of Newton North, hit number 2. Audrey Giordano of Ringe and Latin, number 3. Ella Machado, Lowell, number 4. Ava McSheffrey, Newton North, number 5. Zoe Zhang of Andover, number 6. Lena Takahashi, Wachusett, number 7. Alexandra Martin, Newton South, number 8. Hannah Peterson, Brookline, number 9. Megan Caldera of Lexington is number 10. Alexandra Botla of Franklin is number 11. Audrey Garone, Brookline is number 12. Abigail Lay of Wachusett, 13. Madison Howard of Haverhill, number 14. And Dora Liao of Lexington,
After 4 events. Number 1 from Franklin, Sarah Dumas. Number 2 from Brookline, Brooklyn Huggins.
If you
Number
missed
3
it,
from Western Academy,
Paul Bergeron
Alan
officially in an 8:51,
Number 4
8:8
from Weymouth, Ainsley Weber.
is our boys
Number
2-mile
5 from
D1
Western
champ,
Academy,
which is good for
Audrey
number
Spruill.
2 in the entire
Number 6
nation
from Lowell,
for
Freya
boys 2-mile.
Rodriguez.
And Nathan
Number 7
Lopez
from Weymouth,
in 9
Jason
flat
Connolly.
.93,
Number
good for
8
about
from Western
5th or
Academy,
6th
Tara Morris.
in the nation,
Number 9 from
not just the
Lexington,
state,
Heidi
the entire
Alexandria.
country for the 2-mile.
A little tidbit of fact as well. He was only 0.75 seconds off from the state record for 2-mile, being held by Chris Barnacle at the time of 8:50.82 back in 2004.
Certainly the meet record as well, I would assume, unless Barnacle ran that here.
Now Barnacle ran that down in a meet in Hartford.
So we have a meet record and a national number 2, Paul Bergeron. All the props in the world to that young man. What a performance.
Reminder, interviews with Paul Bergeron and all winners will be on Bay State Running's Instagram and YouTube. Currently right now, our team in the field is unbelievable race.
top seed time here will be Mary Lonergan of Andover, wearing hit number 1, seated at an 11:58.
Once again, the top 8 finishers of the boys 2 mile. Please report.
Rest of the field seated anywhere from 12:03 to 12:29. And as we saw in the first heat of that boys 2 mile, anything can happen. The number 12 seed did end up taking that. Through the first 200, 250 just about. Lonergan, Vandover in first, followed closely by Ella Machado with Lowell. Come to the first. Apologies, folks. This is actually the 800 for the girls pentathlon. My apologies there.
I don't know if this is true or not, but our sources have told us that, at least for the big meet level outdoor track, Culver's has yet to run a 2 mile. They may have at lower level outdoor meets, but at least based on miles, not run a 2 mile this season yet.
Give me a quick rundown of the girls pentathlon fields. Right now the table has Sarah Dumas of Franklin in first, 27.69. Brooklyn Huggins, Brookline in second. Aylin Idogan, Western Academy in third, and Ainsley Weber in fourth. Weber of Weymouth.
Something I don't think a lot of people realize is these pentathlons have been going all day since probably 2 o'clock. These athletes have been competing since 2 o'clock, so their bodies are ready to push to
Dumas coasts to a 2:40 in the 800 meter portion of the pentathlon. That's Huggins of Brookline, but as it stands now, it does look like Dumas will be your girls outdoor pentathlon champion overall.
I believe she did win the girls hurdle for this as well.
Dumas with a very, very impressive performance in the pentathlon, taking first in the 100 meter hurdles, first in the high jump, third in the long jump, and first in the shot put as well. And as we just saw there, she takes the 800 as well. Dominant performance. Will be interesting to see how she does at the Meet of Champions.
Back to the 2 mile track. That first heat's going to have 15 athletes on the track. Each athlete. Let us know who they are.
I did a little bit earlier when we thought the 800 was going. I can run through it again for you guys though. Lonergan of Andover, Secondaro of Newton North, Giordano, Ringen Latin, Machado of Lowell, Sheffrey, Newton North, Zhang of Andover, Takahashi, Wachusett, Martin, Newton South, Peterson of Brookline, Caldera of Lexington, Batlow of Franklin, Guerin of Brookline, Lay of Wachusett, Howard of Haverhill, and Lau of Lexington.
Takahashi. From Newton South, Alexandra Martin. From Brookline, Hannah Peterson. From Lexington, Megan Caldera.
It'll be interesting to see tactics used by the athletes here. Who's going to try and push this thing start to finish? Who's going to sit and kick? What kind of movement we'll see on these back straightaways, front straightaway.
Still a tight
finishing 8th with 1,775 points from Westford Academy, Tara Morris. Finishing 7th from Wayne.
I believe it was. They're through the first 400, about 125.
Finishing 6th from Lowell, a total of 2,100.
So it's Lonergan, it's Giordano, and it's second arm. 1, 2, 3.
2,400 gap finishing 4th from Wayman with a total of 2,491 points. Ainsley Weapon finishing 3rd from Westford Academy for a total of 2,507 points. Damon Einigan finishing 2nd from Brookline for a total of 2,904 points. Brooklyn Huggins. And finishing 1st with a total of 3,335 points from Franklin, Sarah Dumas.
Lonergan, Giordano, and Secondaro. 1, 2, 3. Chase Pack catching up a little bit here. McSheffrey of Newton North, I believe, at the front of that chase pack. And Machado of Lowell right behind her. Our leaders are going to come through the first 800 in about 2:53, 2:54. Extremely dominant performance.
The updated boys team rankings following the 2 mile. 6th with 10 points, Westford Academy. 5th with 16 points, Attleboro.
Why the actual
4th with 18 points, Lexington. The 3rd with 19 points, St. John's Prep.
This
And 2nd with 24 points,
only the
Newton
fourth
North.
take it
And
first.
1st with 43 points,
16 flat
Acton Foxborough.
total action. And on the boys triple jump, it was Team Charles and Attleboro taking it first. 44-9.75.
Some boys pentathlon updates as well. Your leader right now will be Brandon Riley of Weymouth, 28-13. Took first in the hurdles and then second in every other event. That boys 1500 will be taking off around 6:45. 5 laps to go. They come through in about 4:25. Our leaders remain the same. Yeah, about 35, 40 meters.
You can't tell in the live stream, but third place isn't too far behind from our first and second place. Probably only a couple stride difference.
Yes, it's Lonergan first, Giordano in second, and Secondaro of Newton North. Very close behind in third. Giordano's going to pass here on the curve. Take the lead from Mary Lonergan. Lonergan staying cool, calm, and collected. Just hanging right behind Giordano after that pass. They're going to come through in just about 5:52. Certainly on pace to go under 12 here. Giordano, Lonergan, Secondaro, and then McSheffrey pulling away from that chase pack just a bit.
was seated at that 14-1, which is crazy impressive for a high school athlete, being ranked second in the state. But I don't think he really started jumping until the state came up. But in the end, that's still the last man standing. We'll wait for the official results to come update.
Giordano breaking away just a bit. About equal distance between 1, 2, and 3. Still anyone's race between those three. Giordano of Winton Latin. 3 laps to go. 7:24 on the clock. 7:25:27 for our second and third athletes.
Zoe Zhang making, was that Zoe Zhang? No, that was Lena Takashi from Massachusetts making the move out of Ava McCheffrey in the 4th position. A pack of 3 gap versus the rest of the teams on the field have kind of solidified into more of a spread out gap individually between each athlete. But we are seeing that pack kind of close onto our 3rd place runner at the moment. Boys pole vault results did come in just to shoot them out before any real action happens on the track again. Ryan Swenson from Andover jumped 14 flat to get the first, with Christopher Oslaming Chai from Acton Boxborough with a 13:06 second, and Adam Boulay for Shrewsbury with a 12 flat for third. Still great results across the board from all 3 athletes, but going into this, we kind of knew Ryan Swenson was going to be the favorite to win.
His triple jump, Zaim Charles Valborough took it, jump of 44:09. Terenia Sengwa of St. George Prep in second with 43:09. Brad McNeil of New North with 43:01.
Not to cut you off, Cam, but we are seeing a little bit of action on the track with the switch up from second to third, back and forth between our 2 athletes. We're seeing a switching around from Lana Grin from Andover and Secarino from New North, kind of switching back and forth. It looks like Andover's Roverins went back into 2nd place.
Still, anyone's race between those 3, a little under 800 meters to go. Giordano still your leader.
9:22 on the clock at the moment. They are going pretty quick for 2 miles, if I have to say so myself. But all 3 athletes, still that pack of front 3, have been the same and have yet to see any athletes change those leaders. But not too far behind is Lena Takashi from Massachusetts, closing the gap slowly but surely, but is closing that gap on our leaders.
Should be an exciting final 400 meters here. Giordano staying strong, holding that lead. It's going to be interesting to see how much these girls have left in the tank for the final 400. Giordano creating some more distance.
The gap closing between our 2nd place and 3rd place runners as well, but that has been going on all event, with them 2 jumping back and forth from 2nd to 3rd, 2nd to 3rd.
The lap, 10:26 on the clock.
This is the
Giordano,
of heat 1 of the girls.
followed by Lonergan, Secanaro.
We are seeing a little bit of movement of Secarano going in with that kick, going into that 2nd place.
Secarano with a great
gap.
kick, looking to track down Giordano, who is staying strong here with 300 to go.
That gap is getting close to our leader. Never mind.
200 to go.
Giordano's picking up the pace now.
11:10 on the clock. Giordano with a strong kick. Can she hold on to win this first heat?
Giordano's pushing on the track. Are we going to get any return from Secarino?
Great kick here from Giordano on the final 100 meters.
Close to a 20-meter lead on the rest of the field. And definitely, if it's based on her seating time being a PR, a well-earned PR on the board.
11:51 for Giordano. Secanaro comes through in 11:55.
Ava McSheffrey coming with the final push to solidify that third place ahead of our
12:01 for those two. 12:04 for Takahashi. Great performances all around in this first heat of the girls 2 mile.
And like any good race, you're seeing some great kicks on this final straightaway with some last-minute place changements and some great PRs coming across the board. But to focus on our winner for this heat, Audrey Giordano, going on from a seat time with 12:03. I believe you said she came in around 11:50, right?
Yes.
But great job to those athletes. But again, the second heat of the 2 mile is another main focus of today. There's some great athletes on the board, ranked high on the state and on the nation.
Heat number 2. Hip number 1 would be Ava Cerniti of Lexington, seated at 10:52. Hip number 2, Molly Kiley of Andover. Number 3, Chauvelin of Virgin Latin. Number 4, Latham of Acton Boxborough. Number 5, Ella Bates, Weymouth. Number 6, Sophia Juanes Sado of Virgin Latin. Number 7, Lucia Werner of Brookline. Number 8, Taylor Partridge of Needham. Number 9, Anissa Sharma of Brookline. Number 10, Salome Lawrence, Newton North. 11, Jasmine Sun, Lexington. 12, Rose Halford, Needham. 13, Rachel Newman, Newton North. 14, Jordan Liss Reardon, Brookline. And 15, Clementine Garo of Acton Boxborough.
I mean, the two we're going to have to focus on this race is Ava Cerniti and Molly Kiley. They are both ranked number 1 and 2 in the state with respective PRs of 10:52 and 11:03. Ava Cerniti definitely has that time advantage on her, but I think Molly can really match her energy on the track. And one thing I do want to mention is Ava Cerniti is ranked number 9 in the nation for the 2 mile. So definitely she is looking up on that list both here today, solidifying her first in the state and moving up from number 9. Hopefully higher rankings in the list.
Out the gates, it's Cerniti, the number 1 seed, out in the lead. Through the first 400 in about 1:20.
Competing in Heat 2 of the girls 2 mile from Lexington, Ava Cerniti.
One thing I do want to mention, though, is earlier this season at the BRSR, the last weekly mile, Ava Cerniti did run a 5:01, which did get her 6th place in that meet. Still a very impressive time, but I think today she's going to go for that first in a very talented field.
Definitely. It's Cerniti, followed by Chauvelin of Virgin Latin. I believe Molly Kiley of Andover, right behind those two.
Yeah, Elizabeth Latham, maybe Acton Boxborough in the 4th place, I want to say.
Maybe that's...
Yeah, again, like I mentioned all throughout this meet, having multiple athletes in the same event can be either a great attempt at some great times or are going to be very challenging for the athletes who are trying to race against their own teammates and their friends, but also trying to get a good time in the field. But definitely having them train off each other on the field during practice is really going to help.
For the first 800, about 2:41. Front pack of about 6 athletes, 7 athletes.
Yeah, they're not far behind her, 8 and 9 in that pack as well. Really seeing some big groups forming between the 3.
Needy, Chauvelin, Kiley, Liss Reardon of Brookline, they're in 4th now.
think definitely overall, across the board, the lights coming on now for the stadium lighting. I think the 2 mile has been the event of the day itself, especially on the boys' side of things.
I mean, it's hard to deny. You have a national number 2 and a meet record go down. 5 laps to go, 4:02 on the clock.
Little no change in placement yet. We are seeing a little bit of movement from, I want to say it's a Philly Chauvelin from Ringe Ladin trying to push for that first place ahead of Ava Cornelius from Lexington. But so far, it's still been the same top 4. Cornelius from Lexington, Chauvelin from Ringe Ladin, Callie from Andover, and Latham back to Boxborough. A little bit of a gap now for ahead of our top 4 athletes in the rest of the field. But not too far ahead. Probably just a stride or 2 from 5th and 6th. Aside from this last year, the 2 mile, we still have the boys Penn 1500 and still going on our girls triple jump and boys discus. So neat has yet to be done, even though this is going to be one of our main events finishing up on the track. With 4 laps to go.
Coming in on the first half of this girls 2 mile. They go through the mile about 5:22. Extremely fast.
Yeah, no changes in placement from the top 4 leaders. Aside from that bigger gap.
These 4 breaking away from the rest of the field.
We are seeing a little bit of a change though in that from that 4th and 3rd positions. Latham sneaking into that 3rd place.
I believe that's Jordan Liss Reardon, Brookline.
Is that?
Yes.
My mistake on that.
14. Is it?
See on the pass.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
Chauvelin through in about 6:41 with 3 laps to go.
I mean, Liz Jordan has had an unbelievable season so far. Definitely this is the point of their season. I think she's going to be making another move around for 2nd place.
Wow.
Just like that. 2nd place for Liz.
Liz Reardon.
Yeah. Just ahead, I want to say, Chauvelin, right?
Yes.
3rd now. But our leader, Ava Cornetti, is still in 1st.
Pulling away just a bit is Cornetti.
A little bit of headwind on that backside as well, which will really be well for that tailwind coming in to the finish line. Aside from that, it's been very mild today, condition-wise.
Absolutely.
Temperatures have been unbelievable in that kind of jumping around from that low 60, high 50 range, just to that slight breeze in the air.
Cornetti starting to pull away. 800 meters to go. 8:01 on the clock. We'll see how fast these 4 can finish. Certainly some PRs in the future, I believe. Cornetti staying very strong.
Gap from the rest of the pack.
Looking to take this one gun to tape.
Chauvelin, the Ringe Ladin, not letting that pass earlier go out being answered. She's staying right on the backside of her, coming into that final stretch over there. Hard to the glare on the window. But we are seeing a little bit of movement there. third and second, jumping back and forth, inch by inch. Pretty much strides matching each other through that bend over there. But we do see a quick change of Chauvin back into second. Liz Jordan drops back down to third. And again, our leader, Ava Graniti, is keeping the lead through this race the entire time.
Here we go, folks.
Final lap on the count. Bell's about to be rung when she passes this line. It's 9:19 through that final lap. Nothing but clear skies ahead. Again, back to that same first, second, third, fourth we saw in most of the race.
It's Graniti, it's Chauvin, it's Liz Reardon, and it's Kylie of Andover in fourth. Graniti kicking hard. What an effort from the Lexington athlete. 200 meters to go, 9:58 on the clock.
Again, Ava Graniti's PR is 10:52, which is definitely in the realm of possibility of being broken today.
Final 100, 10:18 on the clock. Graniti just keeps going, folks.
Nothing stopping her ahead.
Definitely a PR here.
By a good amount of time as well.
And what a performance. 10:34 in the 2 mile. Ava Graniti is your D1 champion. Chauvin comes through in 10:40.
Liz Riordan coming through on a 10:46, and then coming up in fourth is
Molly Kiley. 10:50. Wow.
Great times across the board from everyone. And without a doubt, the entire rankings in the state have just changed. Our 1, 2, 3, 4 finishers are now 1, 2, 3, 4 respectively in the state. But once we get the official times in, I think we're going to see some change up on the official national rankings as well.
Absolutely.
Our number 1 ranked time in the nation from Oregon is 10:24.91. I don't think Graniti's going to beat that, but number 2 in the nation, 10:33, I think is in the realm of possibility once we get the official time in.
Absolutely.
But across the board, athletes coming in, sub 11:36. Across the entire board, great performances. And with that, our last 3 athletes on the field are coming in.
Girls 2 mile certainly did not disappoint. Along with the boys 2 mile, some marquee events here tonight at Duane Stadium, Merrimack College. MIAA D1 Championships.
From Lexington, Ava Graniti. The boys pentathlon 1500 meter is up next.
Just another little fun fact, the current outdoor record for girls 2 mile is 9:56, held by Ellie Shea of Belmont High School at the Nike Outdoor National Championships last year. Nowhere close yet from our athletes today, but it's something we could see in the future at the MIAA Champions or the Outdoor National Meet this summer.
Absolutely.
With that, our 2 mile is off the track and our boys 1500 meter is on the track, opposite side of the field.
This will be the final event in the boys pentathlon. As we mentioned earlier, Brandon Riley of Weymouth is your current leader, taking first in the 110 hurdles and second in the high jump, long jump, and shot put. Ethan Venanson of St. John's Prep in second. Antonio Wiafe of St. John's Shrewsbury in third, and Dylan Oliverti of St. John's Prep. Currently in fourth as it stands overall for the boys pentathlon.
And to update you all right now on the girls' mile time, girls' 2 mile times officially coming in. Ava Criniti with a 10:34.82, impressive timing. Then not far behind is Chauvelin from Ringe Latin with a 10:40.01. Liz Riordan from Brookline with 10:46.31. And not accounted as well, Molly Kiley of Andover with 10:50.13. But to update you all on the national rankings as well, that's going to put Ava Criniti into a number 3 ranking in the nation with that 10:34. And then Chauvelin with I believe that's going to be a 4th nation as well. And then not far behind with Liz Riordan and Molly Kiley both dipping into the top 10 nation as well.
Very, very impressive.
What a race for Ava Criniti though today. Jumping up from number 9 in the nation to number 3, solidifying herself as that number 1 time in the nation for now, not the nation, state for now, but definitely has a couple more meets to show off in the future. Again, on the track is the boys pentathlon, 1,500 meter, which is the final event of today's races.
This time we will recognize the girls' 2 mile medalists. The girls' 2 mile medalists. Finishing 8th from Newton North with a time of 11:20.93, Salome Lawrence. Finishing 7th from Brookline with a time of 11:14.26.
I believe that's going to be Weymouth in the front there.
Don't think so. That's Josh Forty of Westford Academy. With a commanding lead on the rest of the field.
Finishing 5th from Acton Boxborough with a time of 11:07.06.
40 right now in 10th overall for the pentathlon. Certainly see him move up the ranks a bit if he continues this performance. Nansen of the prep, who currently sits in 2nd, coming through. Alberti of the prep.
And finishing 1st.
And then I believe that's Brandon Riley right there in 5th place, our current leader in the pentathlon.
To focus on the leader on the 1,500 at least, Josh Forty is one of those athletes you see all over the place doing so many different events. He has a current PR of 53.6 in the 400 and a 5.10 in the high jump. I mean, the pentathlon is a definition of multi-sport athletes coming in, but definitely coming in with the pace he's running for this 1,500. I think you might see his coach put him in for an 800 or maybe 1,000 indoor next year. Again, same leader coming into that race. Josh Forty with that 1st place finish.
Keep an eye on Benanson in 2nd. He is currently in 2nd overall for the pentathlon. We could see him pass Brandon Riley here in the standings late to become our D1 pentathlon champ. Alberti in 4th as well is in 3rd here for the 1,500. Brandon Riley, our current leader, is sitting in 8th for the 1,500. Will be interesting to see how the point breakdown shakes out.
And we did see a couple scratches for this race today. I don't know if athletes just didn't show up for the event or overall just realized they weren't in contention for 1st overall.
Josh Forty, 100 meters to go, is our leader. Benanson of St. John's Prep.
Not far behind.
Benanson making a strong case.
Josh Forty's got it in the bag.
40 takes the 1,500.
4:31, very impressive for a pentathlete.
Benanson in 2nd is very likely to become our pentathlon champion here at MIAA D1s.
I just look over our left shoulder, and a very impressive throw over the boys' discus. I can't tell what the distance is from this far away, but I saw that official having to kick a little pep in his step to go achieve it. Again, all live results are at athletic.net with the live category for the results. So you'll be able to keep up with all the events going on all weekend. For Division 1 and Division 2. But with that, the last athlete is off the track. I think that concludes all of our actual track records.
Finishing first in the boys'
Cam Hassing with Adam Canario. We want to thank you so much for being here with us to cover MIAA Division 1 Championships. We will be here all weekend covering everything divisionals. We're at BayStateRunning.com. Make sure to check out the Bay State Running YouTube and Instagram for some athlete interviews. Once again, Bay State Running, powered by Marathon Sports. Thank you to our sponsor, Hoka. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. Have a great night.